Well, new images this morning of suspected killer Luigi Mangione back in a New York City courtroom. It is the second day in a series of pretrial hearings in the case in the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione's defense team argues key evidence was obtained unlawfully and they want it thrown out. Well, that's a big chunk of this case because there's a lot of evidence. Yesterday, those in court heard the 911 call made by the manager at the Pennsylvania McDonald's restaurant where police arrested Mangione. She said, and here's a quote, "I have a customer here that some other customers say looks like the CEO killer from New York. He has the beanie pulled down. The only thing you can see are his eyebrows." Attorney Donna Rotunno.
This goes directly to what we always talk about in these cases. If you see something, say something. Somebody saw this guy and they thought, wow, he looks like the person we're looking for. I think he was dressed a little bit funny and very heavy clothes for the time of year. And these eyebrows had been something that we were talking about in the media, right? This was the thing that we saw in all the photographs that you could tell was very definitive of who this person was.
And they are square in the center of your screen, those eyebrows. Eric Shawn is outside the courthouse with the latest. Eric.
Hello, Harris. Well, this morning, Luigi Mangione's lawyers are trying to put the Altoona, Pennsylvania police on trial. They want their clients' interactions with the cops to be thrown out. This morning, the first witness was a man who is a current Altoona police officer. He is Officer Joseph Detweiler, one of the two responding officers who first encountered Mangione at the McDonald's that morning. He said when he got the call in his patrol car, the customers thought that young man sitting in the corner with that mask and hoodie was the New York City shooter. He did not think it would actually be him. He testified that when he arrived at the McDonald's and asked Mangione to remove his face mask, he compared the suspect to the NYPD photo of the gunman. He said, quote, "I knew it was him immediately. I stayed calm, and then I asked if he'd been in New York recently." He tells Mangione, "You seem a little nervous right now. Why are you nervous?" Detweiler says he frisked Mangione to make sure he didn't have any weapons on him. He again says he believed Mangione was the New York City shooter. The defense is hoping to show that Detweiler and the other officers surrounded Mangione as he sat at the table, giving him the false impression that he was in custody when he was not, and they did not give him his Miranda rights. So whatever Mangione told them at the time should be tossed, as well as any search from his knapsack, backpack, such as finding the gun and other USB drives, as well as part of his diary and his writings, should not be included. By the way, he was arrested for forgery and some other charges. It was 8 days later when New York City police officers arrested Mangione for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Harris.
Eric, on that last part, I was taking some notes from my first guest. Great reporting as always. Thank you. In focus now, Josh Ritter, Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney. Thanks for being here. Chapter 2 for you and me, so we can kind of continue on here. What do you make of Officer Detweiler's description of when he cuffed him and the conversation that he had with Mangione?
Yeah, this is all important because you saw in the reporting there that the defense wants to highlight how he was being surrounded by police. Because the idea is if he objectively, if a bystander would believe that he was in custody, not free to go, that changes the entire rubric for deciding whether or not he should have been advised of his Miranda rights. However, because if he's in custody and being asked questions, that's considered custodial interrogation, and you have to be advised of your Miranda rights.
But sitting at the McDonald's,
right?
Okay, I get the difference.
If they're just having a casual conversation with someone, just hey, you know, do you have ID?
Why are you nervous?
What are you doing? Why are you nervous? And he's giving answers to all of that. That's all comes in. Miranda is not a concern. But if he's not free to go, then you have to be advised of your Miranda rights.
So Detweiler may have helped out by saying when he cuffed him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that changes things completely when they put him actually under arrest.
So nothing after that point could be used?
Unless they advise him of his Miranda rights. And that's why this becomes such a factually intensive inquiry by the judge of when were things taking place.
All right, into the mind of Josh Ritter, a winner, by the way, in the courtroom. So which part do you value most? The part that you talked before the cuffs were on and you were just kind of John, or the part that was after the cuffs were on? Like, what do you value as an attorney in this? What do you fight for as a prosecutor?
Well, it really depends on what he had to say. I think they want those admissions. The prosecution wants whatever things move their case forward, obviously. And if that important stuff happened to come after the time he was in handcuffs, they might have a problem. But it sounds like he was just having casual conversation with the police all through this. So it's going to be difficult. And the judge may have to split hairs here to some extent.
Right, where you get some, but you don't get all.
Right.
All right, real quickly, talk to me about the gun, because, you know, if they didn't have a search warrant, can't you argue public safety? I mean, he's a suspected assassin identified by people even with his eyebrows covered up, which we've all said were his most noticeable features. So you know you've got somebody who potentially could be dangerous.
Absolutely. And you heard in that report that the officer testified that he immediately recognized him. He knew who he was dealing with. Who's he dealing with? A person who just assassinated someone on a New York sidewalk. So he knows he's dealing with someone dangerous, and he's also saying how he's acting nervous. This puts the antenna up for police. They're absolutely allowed to pat him down for officer safety at that point.
Most of my police experience has been, you know, watching TV and covering news, not in person, but every APB I've ever heard always tells the public, if there's cause, be aware he's armed and dangerous. Yeah. So that just seems like, yeah, you want to search anything you have on this guy. You're telling the public that he's armed and dangerous.
Absolutely. Not to mention the fact that they are likely going to take him into custody because he's providing them with false ID. They're going to want to figure out exactly who he is, and they're going to search that backpack eventually once they take him into custody. Right. So there's this whole concept of inevitable discovery.
So the gun stays in?
I think so, absolutely.
All right. Anything else that you think we're missing in this case at this point? Because this is going to go on for days.
Yeah. Well, that's because this is probably some of the most important evidentiary hearings taking place before the actual trial itself. This will set the entire landscape for the trial. So that's why this is such a battle royale taking place over this week.
You already said this case took a hit, though. You told me that off camera because of what he's charged with. Yeah,
because they lost that terrorism allegation. That turned this from a first-degree murder in the state of New York to a second-degree murder, which meant it went from life without parole to an exposure that could be as little as 15 years to life.
And does the federal government come in with its death penalty after and try to...
Yeah, they're kind of waiting in the wings for this to all play out before they get their chance.
Josh Ritter, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for helping break it down.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.